Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2, where we are about to test an awfully big cannon. And also, Silostra has feelings about who the jungle belongs to. You'll be surprised to hear who she attributes ownership to. So, let's get some dead. Hey, you know what the problem is with this army? Not enough dead. What are we going up against, actually? Can we see this? Oh my. Okay, so, Ungor are bad. Ungor are like Empire swordsman level troops. They do have a lot of bows, and I'm worried about the bows. They also have a lot of minotaurs, and I'm worried about the minotaurs. Big armor-piercing minotaurs. But the good news about this is that as monstrous infantry, these units are relatively low figure count. There's only 16 in each. And then they have a Cygor. A Cygor is a big, terrifying, giant Cyclops thing that hurls huge rocks like artillery shots. So, I'm worried about that too. The good news is, I think there's a non-zero chance that Robert can just kill this thing. Because he's incredible. What's his name? Sir Robert Barthélemy is the best unit anyone has ever had. I'm comfortable saying that. Let's go ahead and grab the Depth Guard. We know we're taking those. Morgul's are great. We'll take those. These guys should be pretty good against the Minotaurs, I think. I hope so. They cause terror. Minotaurs are probably not good at dealing with that. We should definitely take a mortar. I like the mortar. And that right there is 4,100 money. Oh, we should grab the handgunners. Let's do that. That's 5,750. So we have about like $2,400 left to commit here. Well, we are going to need some tar pit. We're just going to need some like crummy units to stand in the way, right? Let's take the polearm guys, who will be pretty good against the minotaurs if it comes to that. And then we're going to need just like somebody to stand in and fight. Do I want a bloated corpse? Is a bloated corpse even going to be good here? They're probably not going to do enough damage to the minotaurs. Well, I mean, they might. Nah, I don't think this is a good army composition for that. If they had more Ungor or something. And then flying units aren't going to be awesome against this number of bows, so I think we're going to skip all the flying units. I will take the bomber gunnery mob. I think those guys are pretty cool. And then, do we just grab 2 more units of deckhands? Let's see, we have 2 artillery pieces, right? We have the Queen Bess and the normal mortars. Yeah, let's try this. That's maybe too many normal deckhands. We kind of have a lot of melee, actually. Oh, whatever. Let's try out our new cannon, shall we? Oh, we're also going to get the city garrison. I wasn't even thinking about that, but that's handy. And we get to assign the Razor Standard to somebody who wants to do a little bit more armor-piercing damage. The Depth Guard are already pretty armor-piercing, right? Actually, they really are not that armor-piercing. Okay, normal Depth Guard. You get the Razor Standard. And we have incoming a bloated corpse, a unit of deck droppers, 2 more handguns. I mean, I guess I should be familiar with what is in these settlement garrisons at this point. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm surprised at how poorly the game expects us to do here. Well, remember, anything less than total defeat is something we can easily come back from. It's good to be undead. So, we probably want to try to blow up all of their ranged as quickly as possible. Ranged fire, in addition to being something like our deckhand mobsters is not going to be good against, causes morale problems. So, if we could burn as many of the Ungor as possible early on, that would be pretty good. If the Morghuls can get into their archers, they'll probably solve that problem as well. And then, honestly, we're probably not going to be able to outshoot them at the moment in terms of like just our guns versus their archers, because we have a lot fewer guns and we have accuracy problems, like serious accuracy problems. The good news is the game is always going to underestimate our army because it's not counting the 4 bonus units of troops that Silostra brings, and those troops, the knights, are going to be particularly good at cutting down archers. Actually, they should be okay at fighting minotaurs too. They're probably not as good as the other unit of knights when it comes to fighting minotaurs, but they should be alright. So let's talk about this cannon. That's a lot of dudes. A lot of bodies. That's a very large... Hold on a second. Let's get the mortars over here for comparison. Yeah, that's a very large cannon. That's... It's just so much. It's just so much cannon. Why do you need that much cannon? Let's go ahead and gamble. I'd like to have more than 11 to start. Ooh, gambling never pays. That's not right. Some percentage of the time gambling pays. I think we wanna be... Let's see. We have a pretty good line of sight here. I want to back up a little bit. Oh, wait, what am I doing? All of my gunners. Spread them out as long and thin as possible. Yeah, we have a pretty good line of sight as they approach us here. And then... Honestly, we can start our melee units actually in front of our range this time because of the fact that we're looking downhill. But we have to be careful not to put them in a position where we're going to get outranged by the archers. Can we see a unit of those archers right now? We cannot, in fact. That's a shame. Beastmen are very sneaky. My concern with the archers is that I don't know what their range is. So the Mongols... You know, we can start the Mongols, like, up here. And then if we just grab our whole army and shift it to the side slightly, maybe... If I just took everybody and went like this. Try to make it so that the Mongols can wrap around and flank on people more easily, but they're also actually stealthed. Although I guess the position that they're in now is probably going to be the direction the enemy's running, because they're going to be running toward our reinforcements anyway. You know how bloodthirsty AI armies are. Well, I'll pay attention, and if their position's gonna get spoiled, we'll just move them this time. Alright, the bombers probably should not be right in front. I want them in a place where they can flank, but also in a place where maybe they're not visible right away so they don't get charged. And then we have a unit of polearm deckhands, and we have a unit of polearm depth guard. And I kind of think I am just going to put the rest of the, like, the normal mob spread out real thin ahead of the gun line, such that the gun line can see over them. And we're mostly going to be fighting minotaurs, right? Yeah, let's do something like this. I'm not going to spread out as thin as I can, because minotaurs charge, and I want to have the mass in front of them necessary to stop their charge. And also not to be too close to the gun line, because I don't want the gun line necessarily to end up on the receiving end of the charge. Like, if the Minotaurs go through, I don't want them to go into the guns. And I think we're going to have our Paladin... Like, I want to try to threaten the Cygor with him. I think he can take the Cygor. That maybe sounds a little aggressive given the size of the damn thing, and we can zoom in and show that off a little bit more. So this is a Minotaur. Minotaurs are more than man-sized. And compared to a Minotaur, that's a Cygor right there. It's just a lot of dude. It's a lot of giant, rock-hurling magic dude. But the fact that he's giant is precisely what's going to make Robert so good at murdering his stupid face. Alright, let's try it like this. So let's see... Okay, let's see what the Queen Bess is going to do. This is a single projectile. Boy, that has quite an arc on it. It kind of looks like it didn't hit anybody. It was cool looking, though. I'll give it that. Here comes the counter rock. Well, let's throw a spiteful shot up on Queen Bess. You know, I don't know if you're actually going to be able to get work done here, but try. The mortars are doing the thing mortars usually do. I suppose I need to grab these units and have them show up to the battle. Just get over here. By the time you are ready to actually participate in the battle, I will have some idea what I want you to do in the battle. Although, actually, the deck droppers probably should just run this way, right? We can just come over here and harry the Cygor from behind, maybe. I'm a little uncertain whether I want to run the Paladin up or whether I want to keep him for fighting Minotaurs. It's probably best he fight Minotaurs. Okay, is this a Queen Bess shot? It is. Let's actually see one of these make contact. Having some trouble actually getting anything done. Let's re-aim. try to hit this guy, and that way if we miss, at least there's a chance we'll land on one of those. Not that impressed so far. You guys should probably form up, because it looks like it's about to be a situation over here. And actually, it looks like we probably... Let me put all these guys in guard mode. These guys can stay in guard mode. It looks like we probably can just open fire now. You are probably... Yeah, you should probably just keep facing forward. We can start shooting at these guys right this second. I'm going to let them come in a little bit more and leave their backside undefended before I summon any knights. Okay, that hit did some damage. Okay, so here are these dudes. They get to walk up on us pretty stealthily, but the bad news for them is I have sacrilege. That's how we're going to deal with that. I'm going to have the captain run over this way. So it is clear to me that the Mongols are, despite being stealth, not actually stealthed, right? Because these guys are behaving like they are perfectly visible. I guess they might be going for you guys, but I am not currently buying that nonsense. So I'm going to have the Mongols fall back, and we're going to have the bloated corpse run over there and do the thing. And you guys are moving way further forward than I thought I told you to move. Over here. Yeah, I think the Minotaurs are just running toward that, maybe? Maybe. Okay, I should probably actually give these guys some orders, although they're doing a fine job of not getting damaged at all by the arrows. Yeah, bombers, have at these dudes. The depth guard are losing badly. Remarkably badly. I was kind of hoping, like, this is their thing. This is what they should be good at. Fighting big dudes who are bulls. Silustra over here. As soon as we are close enough, we're popping the debuff. It sucks to have absolutely no winds of magic, though. Okay, we do need to retarget the artillery a little bit. So yeah, you guys are having at him. Just annoy him a little bit if you can. Let's have... The Queen Bess does magical damage, right? Because everything in the army does magical damage. So we have to be a little bit careful about dropping mortar fire on top of the Paladin. But where else do we want to drop it? Not really a lot of good places to put it. Alright, we can have the mortars work this guy over a little bit. I'm going to have the Queen Bess, I guess, just fire into that unit of spearmen, and we'll see what happens. Paladin, go after those guys instead. Just like try not to be there anymore if you can. And our ground units, our deckhand mobs are going to get absolutely massacred by Minotaurs. That's just going to happen. I'm not too worried about it. There are always more deckhands, you know? I think I would rather summon the Denizens of the Deep than wait for our new spell. We'll work the new spell out, but we'll work it all out some other time. We have problems right now. Brothers! The Death Guard over here and try to help run off these Minotaurs. You know, honestly, maybe this isn't going as poorly as I thought it was back here. These guys are almost ready to participate in the battle. The Mongols are mostly beating these Minotaurs? Hold on. Turn around and help. Actually, you know what? All you guys turn around and help. We'll get them. Okay, that's a hero. Have the gunnery mobs just shoot that guy. Not a hero, but a lord, rather. It kind of looks like a lot of this stuff is under... Wow. They are messing him up really badly. Huge Queen Bess projectiles are doing alright. Let's have the Queen Bess refocus on the Cygor, I guess? There's not really a lot else going on for these enemies. There's a mob of... Alright, yeah, this is probably a better target. A mob of dudes over here worth shooting at. And where are we at on the next... Okay, we're pretty close to the next summon. Okay, it looks to me like they're about to give up. Beastmen are definitely one of those armies, though, where it looks like they're going to give up, and then they don't give up, and then they change their minds, and then they do, you know. There's going to be a lot of back and forth with these guys. But honestly, with the Queen Bess, it kind of seems like the Queen Bess has a lot of trouble hitting targets on purpose. Get him, crabs. Get him, random mob of deckhands. Okay. Robert, you're... Yeah, I guess finish him off. Kind of outside of the battle right now. Like, see, this isn't okay. These Minotaurs retreated through my lines. They retreated toward me, because that's the thing, that's what retreating means. And then, when they recovered from all their retreating, they decided that they were just gonna have at me properly. Alright, let's try Vanguard's Revenge here. A lot of these wind spells have some wind-ups. Let's try to lead them. Oh, it has too much wind-up. We're going to see it go off anyway. Whoa! That is very impressive looking spell. Alright, she's gonna get him. Oh, they're in range for the slowdown. Okay. Yeah, we won. I don't think we took any really significant losses there. By which I mean, most of our losses were deckhands. And, yeah, who cares? We did lose that unit of bombers to another unit of Minotaurs that ran away toward us. We lost the polearms to fighting the things that the polearms, specifically the type of thing the polearms should be good at fighting, which is a little disappointing. And then it kind of seemed like the non-polearm depth guard held up against the Minotaurs way better. I mean, the Minotaur charge is pretty scary. And they have a significant charge bonus, so the unit that they charge into is going to take some serious damage. But still, I'm disappointed to see a very expensive unit of Depth Guard get wiped out like that. Also, this time Robert only killed 66 people. You got out-killed by the giant cannon, man. Come on, step it up. I wonder if enough of them survived that their army is still going to exist after this. I kind of hope not, you know? I kind of hope we can just move north. Well, at least she's having a good time. So we got 600 gold. Really? We captured 44 beastmen, and that's 1,100 gold worth of ransom? Well, we're taking that. Yep, and they still exist. So we got a bloodied banner of slayers. That's actually a pretty good buff. And we got a treasure map. The world is blighted with these monuments to fear. The sightless eyes and leering grin conceal the riches held within. Okay, where is that one? Okay, obviously it's another Skull Mountain thing. Well, do we want to grab some more units before heading into the next battle with these guys? Honestly, we probably don't need to. They're all kinds of torn up. We're just gonna auto... Wow, really? Maybe I shouldn't auto-resolve? I was gonna auto-resolve, but maybe we'll take too much damage. So who wants a bonus versus large and also plus leadership? Maybe the, hey, these guys, I know they already have a bonus versus large, but we can make them really good against large. I'm just gonna auto-resolve this. We don't need to fight a bunch of boring beastmen again. Okay, 2 deckhand mobs die. Honestly, this might have been a better outcome than we would have gotten ourselves. The Moringulls apparently just waded into the enemy and started ripping them apart. That's pretty good. Also, who is paying the ransom for these beastmen? Unlocked ourselves a Featherfoe Torque, so she has a constant aura around her that makes flying units less good. That's kind of whatever. Not a very good item. And we've hit the edge of our movement range here, so if we want to go back in the other direction, we are going to have to go into March mode, which I don't love. When does she get her... Okay, at rank 20, she can get a Rotting Leviathan mount. I'm very excited about that. That seems cool. Do we want to buff Fangeist's Revenge? It seems like a very impressive spell. I don't know if it's necessarily good, but I want to find out if it's good. I'm going to commit to it. I really want to cast that spell a lot. It looks super cool. Let's go ahead and march back. We'll get some more troops later. Oh, also, we got to figure out what we're doing with her ship. So, right, I wanted to build this building. We have the population necessary, but we also have to be level 4 before we can get that Promethean gunnery mob. Now, we don't necessarily need the ship to be level 4 to make this worthwhile. At this level, we can start buying handguns, as many as we want, and at this level, we get a new hero. So, really what we need is just to have a turn where we can afford to not do a full move. And then we have to make some decisions about what we're doing with the cities. Like, do I actually want to try to keep Port Reaver is the question. Because if I do, then we should probably repair these buildings. We're going to be taking a significant public order hit from devastation there. Oh no, I guess not. Not significant. But a non-zero public order hit from devastation. How expensive is the repairs? 632 plus 900. Yeah, we probably should. It would be better if we had the whole province. And maybe we could still do that. Right, yeah, Maku Peaks is pretty weak. Maybe this is how we punish Hexawatl for having declared war on us. We take the Shrine of Sotek and Maku Peaks, then we have a second full province, and then we can... I don't even know what. I don't even know what then, but something. Then we can something. Unfortunately, the ritual that gave us the cannon also gave us a huge amount of replenishment, in addition to us having gotten an event recently that gave us a huge amount of replenishment. So our armies are in a great place here. The downside is that now that we can see Lothern on our turn, we have to actually like watch their units do stuff. Now we gotta get Port Reaver to level 2 and put a garrison in there. I've been pretty back and forth on settlements and provinces and whether it's worth it to own land. The thing is, we got to get Hexawatl to calm down. We don't have to. I would like to get Hexawatl to calm down. Taking a little bit of territory away from them, even if it's not necessarily that I want the territory myself, is probably a good way to do that. But it does mean that we have to leave Port Reaver pretty much undefended. It's going to take them a while to heal up and muster a few turns. But if I leave Port Reaver undefended, we're likely to just lose it again. And if I'm going to have land, I want to have it in whole province-sized chunks. I don't want to just own partial provinces, because then you get into all of the nonsense with the constant rebellions. And I do want Hexawatl itself, because gold mine. It's possible that the gold mine will just do what all of the other resource buildings do for us and reduce our recruitment and building costs by 10%. But it's gold though. It's got to be more than that. I'm hoping that we will be able to build a gold mine. A haunted gold mine. Oh, there's still the separatist army out there somewhere too. Now what is this? The harsh weather has caused severe damage to our timber reserves, making it difficult to repair any combat-damaged ships at sea. We must now choose where to focus our remaining resources. So we can double the building time for ship buildings and significantly increase their cost. Or the same thing for settlements? Oh no, the settlement punishment is less bad. It's a 3-turn problem. I mean, we know we want to build ship buildings, like soon. So let's allow the settlements to suffer. I don't think that's going to be a big deal. But do we have any cool stuff we could raise? Not that I think we need to raise. And we could just fill the army with garbage, because just having stuff in the army is good. Numbers are good. Yeah, alright. And let's just full march over to the Shrine of Sotek and take it. We'll actually get it next turn. Hopefully that'll be enough to get these guys worried about Maku Peaks. They'll start moving toward Maku Peaks, but we'll get there first and we'll take it. It's all very hopeful, you understand, but I have hope. Let's do some research. What are we looking at now? We just picked up an upkeep reduction. Always good. Do we want to maybe dig into the firepower area? We're starting to become a lot more reliant on gunnery mobs and our mortars and stuff. Yeah, let's get into the gunpowder techs. So this is just plus 5% damage. Plus 5% of a pretty small number. Oh, we're in a new region now. Yeah, whatever. Apparently there's no more stuff in the raised dead pool. And you are headed down toward... yeah. Okay, you're good. Alright, let's see how these hexawaddle armies respond. I guess he's got some rebuilding to do. But also, my garrison is in terrible shape, and it's pretty weak even when it's in good shape. We could go for the settlement upgrade on Port Reaver. It's going to be a little more expensive than normal, and it'll take 5 turns. We can afford it, though. And it would be good to have. If we can get this to a level 2 settlement, we can install a garrison building, and then it's going to be much, much harder for them to take. I'm going to go for it. It's not a huge amount of money. If he takes this as an opportunity to go over there and claim it, so be it. We'll get the rest of the province away from him, and then we'll go back and get it back. We do need to get more pirate captains going. Like, we have all these pirate offices, and they all have such wonderful buffs. Really, really want to fill some of those posts. So Itza is gonna... okay. It looks like they're moving this way, probably. Well, I'll take Tietza on with Silustra's stack. I have no problem with that. In their current state, even in the Maku Peaks garrison, I think we might be able to take them. And if they leave Port Reaver alone, that gives us a little bit of time to establish a garrison. Man, I would love it if we just didn't have constant rebellions all the time. It would ease things so much. And actually, you know, Silustra's powerful enough, we could probably take on some of those, the Pieces of 8 navies, and to earn ourselves some regiments of renown. That might actually be a really good thing to do with her once the land war with Hexawaddle softens up a little bit. And we can bring in that, that pirate that we've had cover for Silustra when she got injured. Because she's level 2, right? You can bring her in and have her manage half a stack in Port Reaver or something. Use our hero to dig up buried treasures. So that we're not quite as, not creating quite as much animosity toward ourselves all over the world. I wonder if that Separatist stack is still just the one lord.
Pistols ready. Astride the waves.
Okay, so this is where we're going with this treasure map, right? It was this one? Yeah, I mean, that's the only place it could be. Beware the grave, it calls to us all, the maelstrom's call. Yeah, this has got to be it. Am I going to be able to dig? Because you can't dig for treasure when you're in a ship. Can I... is this walkable? I guess we're going to find out. They did make it all the way to Maku Peaks. Do I want to just go over there and grab that now? Because they're not going to be any weaker next turn. We could grab a gunnery mob and a bloated corpse just to get us up to 20 and then have at them. They have walls. They have 8 units in the garrison. It's mostly skinks, though. There is 2 units of Croxagores, 2 units of Saurus, and a Saurus Scar veteran. So those are pretty tough units, but we know that the Paladin alone can handle quite a bit of that. And then if we took Maku Peak, the Shrine of Sotek would be free. We should go for this first. We should go now. Because these guys are tired, they're going to fight poorly. They're not all the way replenished. Yeah, this has got to be the moment on that. And we'll come back and take the Shrine of Sotek afterward. Alright, I do not think it makes sense to wait and build. I think it makes sense to go and employ mortars. We can probably take over the walls pretty easily, because we can just pound anybody on the walls with the mortars. Yeah, I think we can do this. I will say that Silostra's summonables are not actually going to be useful until after we get inside the walls. So that is maybe a little dangerous, because there's no way she can summon those large units up on top of the wall. And towers are going to be a little bit of a problem. But there's no Saurus in this army. Just the Lord in this army is actually good at combat. They have dinosaurs, but we have solutions. We can handle some dinosaurs. The settlement garrison is considerably more dangerous than this army is. I know, yeah, this is... I thought this army was commanded by a Slan. Oh, you know what? This army was commanded by a Slan, but it's the one we killed. This guy's a crappy replacement lord. Yeah, we can do this. I'm gonna gamble. I know what Ranald said about gambling last time, but okay, apparently he meant it. Well, we only lost 2 that time. So... let's have the siege stuff start all the way in the corner here. I'm hoping to evade as much of the fire from the fort towers as possible. The bloated corpse also probably needs to start over here, and it needs to run forward immediately so as to avoid taking damage from that. And then, see, the Mourngulls aren't going to be able to climb ladders. Frankly, it's a wonder they can get around anywhere. These guys are not going to be useful until we take the walls, until we get inside. We just have our deckhands go up on the wall and fight with them, but honestly, the fact is, we're probably not going to be able to take control of the walls through combat. We're going to have to take control of the walls through artillery fire. But we can maybe mess with them a little bit. But the other option we have is we just try to ram the whole army into this little area where they're not vulnerable to tower fire, and just clear the walls with the mortars. I kind of think that's going to be the move. Okay, so in a second we'll be able to see the cannon firing area, or the tower firing area. Right now, we're just going to have to trust that we can fit inside of it. And we're not all going to be able to get inside the arc, unfortunately. Okay, so let's have the mortars. I don't really want to target units. I want to target positions on the wall, I think. Because we can make them not want to be up here anymore. The mortars can target there, and the Queen Bess can target, like, right... I wish the targeting would appear up on the wall. Queen Bess can target that, and then let's just move in. I don't think I told everybody to move. You guys need to move forward. You two need to move forward. Not sure if you guys move forward. Okay. Everybody get inside the wall. Alright, get inside the angle of this tower. Oh, they're not even controlling that one. Okay, there it is. So you can see the area it can shoot at. We're all going to try to hide in this space here. And I'm not going to have Silostra use her buff, I think, because I'm going to try to save winds a little bit. Ooh. The big explosion. Didn't really do any damage, though. Yep, and the artillery is just outside the firing arc of the tower, which is great. Queen Bess is having some problems. Can I... You know what? There's a way you can manually fire artillery. I wonder if I could do a better job. Oh, that was a good hit. Ah, that was a good hit. So we can have the gunners actually form up in a way that will let them fire a little bit, potentially. Try to get us all out of here. Not that it matters much if we lose deckhands to tower fire. Wow, really good mortar shooting. I think we're now, with those guys moved, in a position where they don't get to shoot at us with their cannons at all, or their towers at all anymore, and I can just empty our cannons into their battlements. It's possible to destroy a section of the wall, but it takes a lot of sustained fire. You guys should have guard mode on. The Queen Bess is firing at the target the Queen Bess needs to fire at. The mortars actually should probably be manually targeted, or should be retargeted on somebody else, because the unit they were shooting at mostly moved. Gunners are now doing their best to get involved a little bit. You can see we're actually disrupting their control of the towers. And we've almost completely killed a unit of Saurus before even having to engage it in combat, which is great. I do feel like these gunners are maybe wasting their ammo. They don't seem to be doing a lot of damage. Are you getting shot? He's not acting like he's being shot. It looks like we're mostly missing. Oh, that one got him. Yeah, the Queen Bess seems like alright, man. These guys are taking the Queen Bess is targeting through all of their friends, which I appreciate. Let's see where this projectile lands. Oh, I thought you were aiming over here. I'll try aiming at those guys. Queen Bess is almost out of ammo. So at some point here, it's going to be appropriate to move forward. Mortars retarget here. We want to just do whatever damage we can with the Queen Bess, really. Looks like these guys are standing close enough to the wall that they're not really vulnerable to it. Probably don't want to go for single targets. We could fire at the Croxigors, I guess. Yeah. Well, let's spend the rest of our Queen Bess ammunition. Actually, it looks like maybe one shot on these guys. Because if we can weaken them around the wall, yeah, there's Queen Bess's last shot. If we can weaken them around the wall and then take over the wall, we could mount our handgunners on the inside corner. Oh, a miss. Very disappointing. We can mount the handgunners on the inside corner. It's just skinks up there now. Let's go. Let's go and take control of the wall, put our gunners up on top of the wall, and then we can, I'm sure, burn through these guys pretty quickly. We just have to get control of the wall. We don't have to, like, kill everybody up there. We're going to see some responses from their heavier units, the Sauruses that are still alive and stuff, as we climb up. And that is something we're just going to have to deal with. Unfortunately, Robert can't actually get up there to help. Well, with him being on his horse and everything. Silostra might be able to help, though. Here's a question. Can I target this? Cannot target if on a wall. Nope. Okay. And this also doesn't work on walls. Okay. What we could do with Van Geist's Revenge is we could just fire it over here. Like this. I'm kind of curious how much damage it will do to these guys. Oh, turns out your settlement is coastal. Surprise! Okay, no damage. It doesn't, unlike most wind spells, it doesn't do any damage at the initial point. You gotta get some range on them first. Alright, good to know, good to know. Man, ordering units to get on ladders is so finicky. There we go. Get on up there, do what you can. So the Saurus Scar Veteran is going to kick our asses. But I would imagine the deckhands will be able to kill the skinks. We can have the Mongols go knock on the gate. Now that they're mostly distracted, that might be a good thing to do. We're going to have a hard time getting actual control of the walls permanently. But we've done some damage, we've gotten some distractions. The Saurus has got here a little faster than I wanted, and I'm concerned our deckhands aren't going to be able to beat them, is basically what's driving this. Alright, do your best to kill those guys. If you kill some deckhands, you know, we understand. I wouldn't stress too much about it. I'm going to have Silostra get over here as well. God, I wish we could fire the Vangeist cannon along the wall. Alright, let's try this again. I'm going to do it from further away. Let's see if we can actually do some damage. That might even still be too close. Okay, that did some damage. Alright. We got some of their heavy troops out of the way. We're knocking on the door. You guys should probably also clog the walls. Or maybe not even. Probably have enough bodies on that part of the wall. Have the depth guard join us over here. I don't know what we're going to do with this bloated corpse. I kind of don't want him to be up here because I don't want him to explode the moment the gate opens. Boy, those mortar shots are landing pretty far away from where they were targeted. Okay, that was a pretty good one. And then all the gunners are, yeah, just kind of waiting over here. I guess the deckhand mob should also show up. We got through that gate way faster than I thought we were going to. Alright, so what we want to do is have many of our units charge in here and engage, and then we want to start summoning. So Silostra. I'm going to have Robert go after the dinosaur, because I think he can fight a dinosaur by himself. Because that's the kind of guy he is. I'm actually going to have the Mongols try to run through and fight Croxigors, maybe? They're not going to do a great job against these enemies. And who else is over here? The Death Guard didn't arrive yet. I think Silostra can probably handle that hero for the moment. I have these guys all plan to come through and attack the hero. Maybe we need to just... You know what, I think I need to just put up the crabs. We have to cause a distraction here. Alright, grab them. Alright, so a lot of their units stayed up on the walls in a situation where I wouldn't necessarily recommend that for them. Okay, some of them are disengaging from the walls. Where's Silostra? Okay, she's almost in. Get Croxigors in the back. Looks like actually we were already engaged with the Croxigors to some degree. But these guys are armor-piercing. They're pretty good fighters. They should have this under control. So I think we're going to win this this fight right outside the walls. Or right inside the walls. Our deckhands are going to die up on the walls, but it doesn't much matter. Get them. We drew a lot of their important units off. Trying to keep some stuff in reserve to hold the center of the square. So the way the rules are a little bit different here in siege battles than they are in a lot of other battles. If we take control of the city center, all of their units would start losing HP immediately, or start losing tons of morale, rather, immediately. So it's very important for them to keep some units in reserve to cover the city center, which they are doing an alright job of doing. We get in here and mess with these dinosaurs a little bit. The song is going to be very, very good here. Just completely nuke the stats of all of their guys. Even the dudes up on the wall are going to suffer from that one. And we probably don't get a lot of benefit out of Tide Call here against all these armored enemies. And I don't think I want to use Spiteful Shot, because none of our gunners have a clean shot. Well, as soon as we push some of these units off of the door, we're going to be able to come through and set up, like, at the end of this alleyway, and then they can stand back there if they want, but we're going to definitely win that battle. As it is, our gunners are mostly hitting the outside of the wall, which is not helpful. Hey guys, stop shooting. You're not getting anything accomplished. Okay. Alright, get in there and pierce some armor. I really love this, like, ghostly summoning army thing Celestra has going on. She's a really cool... She's really fun both conceptually and in actual mechanical practice. Alright, so it looks like we've pretty much cleaned this up. Let's get the gunners into the city. There's still combat happening up on the walls. There's still a unit of Saurus shields up there waiting. I don't know what they're waiting for. Seems to me they probably should have engaged by now. Really want you to attack these guys. See, it's very difficult to issue attack orders on individual figures, because they're still seeing that part of the unit is on the wall, and so they think I'm ordering them to go up on the wall. This is very annoying. Alright, the Sauruses came down off the wall to fight us, which I appreciate. Oh, Celestra is... Okay, that's fine. Just go ahead and fight those guys. Yeah, they saw our gun units and immediately jumped off the wall to try to stop them. But I fear this is going to turn out pretty poorly for them. Have the Morngulls flank around in that really creepy, horrifying way that they do that. Engage on the backsides of some of these Croxagors here. Man, look at the size of them. What on earth were they in life that they're able to look like that as corpses? So do I think I'm going to be able to get back to... Oh, it only costs 13. Do I have an additional spell cost reduction, maybe? Huh. Man, the Morngulls really aren't winning here. Alright, let's back off. Let's back off. Shoot those guys in the back. Don't worry, guys. Celestra will handle it. Where are you going? Oh, they're trying to regain some kind of unit cohesion, I think. Oh, there goes their whole army's morale. Yeah, alright. This completely shatters their ability to stop me from taking the rest of the province, and also, probably, their ability to stop me from pressuring Hexawaddle, although honestly I'm not 100% certain we can kill Hexawaddle's garrison. Hexawaddle has 17 units in its garrison. They're behind walls, much the same way that the units here were behind walls, but I think they're much better units overall. And I know there's multiple units of Temple Guard in the garrison at Hexawaddle, and I think also a lot more Saurus. So we might not be able to pull off what we pulled off here. I certainly can't just like try to take the walls. We could recruit more, we could dump some deckhands and recruit more mortars and stuff, and try to just really, really do a lot of damage to them up on the walls. Because honestly, that worked pretty well. We killed 250 of them before we even engaged. And against Lizardmen, this is a big deal. For me, if I saw enemy siege weapons with 250 kills, I wouldn't be worried at all. I brought so many deckhands, like, who cares what happens to them? But most of these units were, well, most of them were skinks, I guess. A skink is certainly not a terrifying thing. You could raise it for 100 infamy. How much infamy do I actually have? I can't even see. Well, I think we want to take it. But I'm curious, like, is there a situation where I would ever want to do that? Celestra Direfin is nothing if not bold. We killed some of their heroes, which is cool. We also killed their lord. And we are at 1,859 infamy already. Really? There are these techs over here that give you access to new, really cool admirals. Legendary admirals. And when I saw the 1,000 on these, I assumed it was going to be a big deal, but we're actually putting that together fast enough that we could come and get some of these guys. Huh. An interesting idea, at least. Okay, Celestra. Do we want to get Kraken's Pull? It doesn't honestly even seem that good. I guess Kraken's Pull and then let the artillery work on people while they're slowed is alright, but I think I would rather take lowered miscast chance and magical reserves, and then once we have 4 points in this box, we get to take Arcane Conduit, which is a 90-second cooldown skill that just gives you more wins. It is such a huge buff to casters. Oh, it looks like Robert leveled up too. He deserves it. He's got to spend a couple more skill points in this box before he's ready to move on. You know what? I'm not going to bother to raise dead this turn. So we'll go back and get the Shrine of Sotek, and then we own this whole province. And then we'll threaten Hexawatl? We do have to eliminate them, right? I'm not imagining that. Yeah. The Hexawatl faction has to stop existing. Who knows? Maybe we could actually pull that off. We already moved our pirate lord over by the what do you call it? Okay, this thing has a lynching post and a deckhand's boneyard already, which is fine. We don't really care too much about this. I guess it lets me build polearm guys. That's something. I could have upgraded the ship. We could have built the first level of that, the gunnery building. I kind of want to get her ship to level 4 before we do that, though. Alright, they had a Saurus Scar veteran walk into Port Reaver and just murder a bunch of people in the garrison and then walk back out. I mean, what are we going to do? I have a bunch of deckhand mobs. How are we supposed to stop a single Saurus? Honestly, I wonder how many deckhands a single Saurus could kill. It's probably a pretty significant number, actually. I'm talking, like, not even a hero. Just a random, any random Saurus. John the Saurus. I'm guessing 100. Maybe more. And then still get away. The deckhands are really, really bad at the job. So Carcassonne has declared war on the Dread Fleet. That's a thing that we have, like, absolutely no interest in. We are going to be heading in the direction of Bretonnia after we get this treasure figured out. We can't put down another cove for, like, 7 turns or something. By the time that's up, I want to be in view of a port that's making a lot of money. So there's a port here in, like, Estalia that's worth a lot. There's a port over here in Tilia, I believe, called Miragliano, that's worth a lot. There's a port up here called Marienburg that is tremendously valuable because it's at the mouth to that big river that feeds the whole empire. And then, honestly, the empire capital, which is just a little bit further down the river, also is often a valuable port, so we need to get over there and start establishing coves. Okay, it looks like I can hit the Shrine of Sotek right now. Let's do that, and then we'll take the captain's cabin upgrade. And yeah, we can just auto-resolve that. That's a nice, easy one. Oh yeah, the bloated corpse, of course, dies, because the game assumes you will use him. Fair enough.
We take, then go.
Alright, and we've got ourselves a whole province. I'm actually pretty happy about that. Oh! And the Shrine of Sotek has a gunnery building in it. Lovely. Let's do this. Then we have enough stuff to also build the gunnery building this turn. We may as well. Are these buildings any different than the version of them? It looks like it's the same as the version of the building that's available in cities. Yeah, it's all pretty much the same. Oh, actually, the cannon building gives the ship cannons. Lets the ship contribute damage to battles. So that actually is maybe a priority. Oh, we can eventually unlock deck gunners. What are deck gunners? 32 of them to a unit. 245 range as opposed to like 145. Oh, they're like snipers. Okay, that's interesting. I want to see some of that. But obviously, we have to get to level 4 to make it happen. I mean, I may as well do this. While we're parked. Silostra is leveling quickly.
Captain, reporting.
Okay.
Course plotted.
Yep, you do get up on foot here on the weird little rocks. Okay, well.
Thin out the cattle.
Alright, it was a sword of bloodshed. I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping for gold. Oh no, it must have also been gold. That's like a pretty good sword. And we finished this, and oh wow. Yeah, 5,000 treasury and 150 infamy. That was a good treasure map. So now... I guess that ate all your movement, but obviously now we want to just head over here. Alright, there's a commandment available in our new province. Is there a this is +5 public order, but it costs it costs infamy every turn. Honestly, that's not that big of a deal. And this will help us establish some kind of order here, and then once we have order, we can change it over. So the Maku Peaks being level 2 will have a reasonable garrison. It has walls. I'm not too worried about it getting taken back. We just need to get back over to like Port Reaver before this army is formed, and we'll be all set. And we could upgrade our settlements over in our home province, but I think we probably can just wait on this one. As long as that building debuff. Oh yeah, we can just build stuff next turn. I wanted to get the Port Reaver thing going so that we would be able to get the garrison building up the very earliest possible, but on the rest of this stuff we can afford to wait.
Siren of the storm.
And actually, since you're sitting still for a turn anyway, we can use some traditional recruitment here. Yeah, because there's not a lot of good stuff in the raised dead pool. Do we could traditional recruit 3 gunnery mobs? Do I want to do that? This is maybe too many gunners. This would be 6 units of guns plus 2 units of artillery. Nah, we're fine. You know what? I'm going to take a unit of bombers instead of another unit of handgunners. The bombers seem to be pretty good if we can find the right opportunities for them. Nah, the right opportunity for the gunner is there are enemies. They're easier to use. That's probably good enough reason to focus on them. And we gotta give somebody this sword. Probably it's just gonna be the paladin, right? I don't know that he needs another sword. It's better than the sword he has now. But like, does he need to do more weapon damage? He's already killing lots of people. Yeah, and what else are we going to do with it, right? Because you know what he needs is ward save. He needs even more ward save. Alright, let's do one more turn here. I gotta say though, the last couple of episodes have really turned things around. The campaign is in a much better place. Oh, you know what I should have, what we should start actually? Before we do any other upgrades in our home province, we should build all those little resource buildings. Because there's 2 or 3. We can actually get a pretty significant discount on our constructions. And then we can power up that province and get access to the big buildings and stuff. But the ship is probably going to come first. Right now, the province is mostly generating money, I guess. Doesn't really have a lot of other imports to us. For a lot of factions, you need to be like careful managing your infrastructure because you need to leave room for recruitment buildings, but We'll just put all the recruitment buildings in the ship. It'll be fine. So a lot of these lizard men are to the south of us. We don't really know what's going on to the south, except that we saw Clan Pestilence running armies into ruins down there. So a lot of the ruins that appear to be ruins to the south of us are probably actually Skaven cities. Clan Eshin has declared war on the Vampire Coast. This is the Vampire Coast. I don't actually know where Clan Eshin is. It's one of the minor Skaven clans, so I'm not really familiar with the positions of all those. It's not one of the minor clans in the lore, but it is in the game. Okay, missile damage up, and now we've unlocked a whole new box of researches. So, missile damage up for all of our artillery, upkeep for artillery, another little missile damage boost for most of our basic stuff. We could grant some pretty large bonuses to specific units. Plus 15% armor piercing damage. Yeah, if we got the Powder Monkey follower and assigned it to Silostra, it would be pretty powerful. What's the other thing in this line? Plus 15% range for gunnery units. Oh, that's interesting too. Extra ammunition, but not for the artillery. Is there extra ammunition for artilleries? We should probably take this. Because I actually we burned through all of the ammo in our artillery a couple of battles in a row now. And maybe I should go for these guys instead? I mean, we still would have to have another army running before those guys are useful. Yep, you tell them. Alright, so let's, I think Maku Peaks is more likely to be able to take care of itself. Let's head up to Port Reaver, where we can get cool stuff from the Raised Dead pool, maybe tweak our army a little bit, and then we'll see if we can't threaten Hexoatl. And here, I want to build resource buildings everywhere we can, wait for those to finish, and then we'll build other stuff. The High Sentinel also has a resource. So this will be a 20% reduction in the cost of buildings in this province in a couple of turns. I am willing to wait for that. And we can spend money on these areas instead. You know what? I'm probably going to upgrade Maku Peaks. We should have a good upgraded main settlement somewhere. And then our pirate over here.
Onwards.
How many turns are left on that debuff? 5. Okay, so we might... I think we're going to have more than enough time to get here, but we might want to go over to this port instead. We'll have to see how valuable they each are. And then, we have a treasure map for somewhere over here, don't we? The dragon stirs awaking with fury, so we might check that volcano. We have a treasure map for north of the Tillian area. I mean, right, Kurnus. It's going to be Athelloran. Well, I'm a lot more comfortable trying to find treasure in Athelloran with a hero than I was with an army. She's a lot less likely to die. Alright, we'll hit end turn here, and as soon as we've gotten over to the beginning of our new turn, we'll stop there so we can swing right into action next episode. What is this? Well, I bet I know what this is. Yep. He is strength rank 1. That's not great. The good news is he might be too busy to actually make good on this threat. But then why would he declare war on me, right? What would be the benefit of that? So that might be a serious problem. But I mean, we have to kill him eventually. Really? This is poor sportsmanship is what this is. 2 Saurus units and the hero. Well, I think we can hold this. Let's see if we can't get a good bloated corpse off. Because if we can hit both of the Saurus units with the bloated corpse at all, then that probably will reduce their total numbers by enough to make this work. We also have the deck droppers against an army that has no ranged attacks at all. But if we can't get good damage out of the bloated corpse, this could actually be really bad. And Port Reaver does not have handgunners in its garrison because it's not yet a level 2 settlement. Frankly, I think this is definitely throwing their weight around a little bit. I don't think they're wrong to do it, but it's crummy that it might work. Alright, so let's have most of our units set up back here. Have the gunnery mob like this. Because I want them to have to come over near the bloated corpse. I don't want to have to cross a lot of ground. And you know what? It might not be worth it to shoot them, actually. With this unit, as bad as its damage is, it might be the case that the thing we want to do with this unit is... I'm going to turn off fire at will. It might be the case that the thing we want to do with this unit is just wait until they engage and then try to get the morale penalty for shooting onto them while they're in combat. And actually, this is not an ideal setup either. Well, why don't you guys move over to here? We'll try to engage with them in such a way that we have open line of sight to shoot at them. Ooh, I'm spooky. You're so flanked. I hate how far apart they're keeping their Saurus units. It's gonna make it really hard to get a good bloated corpse. Well, if we can only get one of them, I want to get the warriors. The spears are a little bit worse at normal combat. Kind of looks like they want to fight the bloated corpse, so I'm going to move him. See if we can just walk him over in front of everybody. Okay, so this is the best we're going to do, is just running into these guys. Well, let's try to get him into the wide side of the formation, like that. That's perfect. Okay, that is exactly the kind of damage we needed. Are you guys shooting? Are you doing the... Okay. They're trying. It's hard to overstate how bad my units are relative to Saurus's. Okay, grab these dudes now. I'm going to try to abandon this fight and see if we can just get the flank on these dudes. Because if we could push through these guys and leave them with only one functional unit, it would make this a lot more survivable. Can you guys just disengage from him? Will he let me do that? Probably not. My guess is probably no. Yeah, actually kinda. They're rampaging right now. We won't be able to break them while they're doing that, but as soon as the rampage ends... Yeah, now we have a chance. Okay. So now you guys should shoot at them. While you guys do your best to form up over here. Try to use the deckhands to get their hero. I really, really wish we could have gotten a better kill with the bloated corpse. Okay, we're doing some okay damage here. Why are you guys wavering? You're shooting enemies in the back. This should be the best time for you. Ah, they got their stupid lizard heal. What are you doing? What are you doing? Well, I mean, we're getting to shoot we're getting to shoot guns a lot. It's not having much of an effect, but we're getting to do it. All of my units are so close to giving up for no reason. Oh man, we're getting them, we're getting them. It's taking forever, but we're getting them. And they just rampaged. They're not going to be breakable while they're rampaging, but we actually might kill them. The fact that they won't be able to break might be a bad thing for them, because they might actually just stand there and fight until they die. I do love getting to shoot a shielded unit in the back a whole bunch. Okay, the rampage wore off. I want to keep shooting at him until I see that skull. Come on. Let's have these guys retarget. So what I'd really like to do is move around and hit from this side. Wait a second. I thought they got one charge of the Lizard Man heal per character that was in the fight. I guess that must not be true, because that's definitely the second cold-blooded charge. Maybe it's 2 charges per character? Because I think the way it works is each Lord and Hero has it. These guys are so close to just go away, just die. Come on, come on. Breaking is also acceptable. I will take breaking. Okay. They're broken. You guys try to back off to open up the shot. Okay, permanently broken. Great. Now we just have to get this Lord to give up. He's very outnumbered and he's extremely surrounded. If we can just put enough fire into him, maybe he'll give up. It's going to be really hard for us to actually kill him, but we might be able to make him give up. And he's very focused on killing individual zombies, which is causing him to not move very well. Back off, you guys. Swarm him. Okay, we got a charge off on him there. That affected his morale. Okay, those guys have the skulls. They've permanently given up. It is just this guy and all of us, and we are no longer... Well, this unit of gunners is no longer wavering. Really need this gunnery mob to disengage from him. You just can't see him at all, huh? The units of the gunnery mob seem to be very interested in wandering back into combat. Getting a little bit of damage. He's getting some of his leadership back from the fact that he's beating our deck droppers in melee. But they're pushing him around and stuff in there. I think they are. He seems to be moving a lot. Yeah, it's like knocking him down and... Okay. Let's back off now. Now that all the gunners have disengaged, so we get to do this. And then as he closes in on the gunners, we'll charge him again. They're terrified. He's just running in their direction, and they're like, crap, 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 what do we do? What do we do? Get him, bats, get him! Trying to give ourselves windows to shoot him and then back off and shoot at him from a distance again. I mean, we're wearing him down. He is actually taking a significant amount of damage when we do this. This unit ran... Oh, we ran out of morale completely. Well, that's embarrassing. We just got killed by a single Saurus. Oh, this... You know what? This just reinforces what I was saying earlier about how many deckhands a Saurus could kill. Look at that. That guy killed 147, and he was fine afterward. Man, if their Sauruses had been grouped together, and we would have gotten a better bloated corpse off, I think we could have actually won that. Well, if nothing else, hopefully this has reinforced that I was not just being a coward when I was trying to not fight large groups of Sauruses. They actually are that dangerous compared to bad units. This feels a lot like fighting lizard men as Skaven in some ways. That's alright. If they take the city, we're already on the march to take it back. And if they take the city, actually their army will still be there when we get there. If they just sack it and run, they'll be able to make it back to Hexawatl probably, which I think is what I would do in their situation. Because if we kill this army, I believe this is their only force. If we kill this army, they're not going to be able to keep Hexawatl safe for very long. Assuming that I have put together a force that can actually kill its garrison, that is. Yeah, they just sacked it. Okay. and they run all the way back to town. It's a shame we won't be able to reach them, because catching them right there at full run would be pretty powerful. We'd be able to maybe coax the garrison of Hexawatl out onto the field to defend them, and I would much rather fight that force in an open field than in a settlement battle. Although, you know, maybe that's not the right way to think about this, because we actually did very well in that other settlement battle at getting maximum value out of our siege weapons. We can't guarantee that it'll always be a map that has a dead spot in the garrison weaponry like that, but if it is, it would be pretty powerful for us. Man, Lizardman units are too good. The basic Lizardman unit is too good. How much gold? That guy carried off 350 gold by himself because it was all he could. It was all he could hold in his little claws. All right. Well, I think that, and he failed to assault the garrison. We got plus 5% movement range on our hero, which is actually very helpful. Yep. And with that, I think we are done for today. Come back next time for sweet, sweet Lizardman vengeance, and we'll see you then.